Welcome to today's Daily Walk in Wisdom. We're in the Song of Songs and we're learning about the highest level of wisdom that we can possibly attain. It's the wisdom that runs the universe. It's the wisdom of love. Song of Songs, chapter 1 and still in verse 2. Kiss me with the kisses of your mouth. Your love is sweeter than wine. Your love is sweeter than wine. Your love means Jesus' love. Jesus' love is sweeter than wine. Think of everything that a grape has to go through to become wine. It has to be broken, has to be bruised and crushed, just so everything contained within the grape might be extracted and turned into wine. Wine is more than a grape, just as love is more than an act of affection. When Isaiah wrote, "He was wounded for our transgressions and bruised for our iniquities, and the chastisement of our peace was upon him. And by his stripes we are healed." He was saying that everything that Jesus went through was so that we could come under the influence of his wine. We see this at the Last Supper when Jesus said, "This wine is my blood, the blood of the new covenant, which is poured out for many for the forgiveness of sins." And just as the bread and the wine are capable of imparting the higher dimensions of God's grace to us, so we're told that God's love is better or higher or sweeter than wine. The natural may come first, but the spiritual always eclipses the natural. The natural comes first because it is a gateway to the spiritual. In precisely the same way that a kiss is the gateway to deeper affection, and wine is the gateway to intoxication. It is sweeter than wine. She's telling us that no natural stimulant, the Shulamite, is telling us that no natural stimulant approaches the potency of God's love. The exhilaration, the transformative influence, the constancy, and the transcendent caliber of engaging in the love of God. When you first find love, the effect is like champagne. It comes with a bang. As the cork flies through the air, it's light and bubbly and has many high and heady notes. Initial love is electric. This is where the Shulamite is in chapter 1 of the Song of Songs. This is your first love experience, and she recognizes that this love is sweeter than wine. This love will lead to marriage. This is the love that will lead to the bedchamber. This love will lead to having children and building a home. But there is more. Beyond this, beyond the honeymoon, when love has grown through many years of raising children and building the home and building a career and of going through ups and downs and tests and trials and ironing out the differences, where every complexity serves to build dependency, gradually blossoming into the serene, sublime, tranquil familiarity, where after years of unbroken fidelity, your confidence and reliance upon each other matures into something that approaches the smooth, rich, red wine. This level of love recognizes that the best wine is saved till last. And the Shulamite is seeing that God's love is sweeter by far. Ancient commentaries have interpreted this verse as saying that God's lovers will be completely intoxicated by his love. The Hebrew for love is plural. It suggests the multifaceted, multi-orbed expression of God's love towards us. Paul prayed that you, being rooted and established in love, may have power to grasp how wide and long and high and deep is the love of Christ. In other words, true love has four dimensions. Four dimensions that affect the three dimensions that we live in of matter, time, and space, of height and width and depth, of solid and liquid and gas, and transports us into the fourth dimension, the dimension of the Spirit. Wine speaks of the Spirit's stimulus. It's the Holy Spirit who floods us with the love of God and brings us into intimacy. He reveals Jesus to our hearts in such a way that we find him alluring and enchanting and irresistible. All other distractions fade into the background as our desire becomes simple and our focus is fixed upon Jesus. It's the difference between being in the outer court of the temple and the most holy place, moving from the place of many distractions where there's many priests and people and animals and noise, to where the only light is God's light and the only sound is God's voice and the only seat is God's throne. This is an exclusive place where we understand the exclusive quality of his love. It's a possessive place because God's love is a possessive love. It's a jealous love. It's an insistent love, a strong love. Nothing else takes priority over our relationship with Jesus. Not even his blessings or his service. Jesus asked Peter, "Do you love me more than these?" In other words, do you love me? Is your priority with me? Or are there other things that you place ahead of me? His love is for you. His love saves you. And his love keeps you so long as you remain under the influence of his wine. God bless you. There's some wisdom out of the Song of Songs. We're going to return soon for more wisdom. I've got some catching up to do. We're going to do that today. I'll see you soon.